Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Baggies Out. I'm Dieter, and joined with me is Championship Director Sam Parks. So, Sam, what is your job here, I guess, at the U.S. Nationals competition?
Well, I direct all the competition, all flights. I also work with the FAA to make sure that we're in compliance with the Federal Aviation Administration regulations. I coordinate all the volunteers for the scoring team, the landowner relations team. So basically anything that has anything to do with flight operations, I'm responsible for.
All right. And you're also the one who calls all the tasks, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Of course, it's a team effort because there's meteorologists, there's landowner relations folks, there's safety officers. Also, I've got Andy Baird and Henry Rosenbaum that are also having input. So it is a team effort, but ultimately I have the responsibility of making the decision.
All right. So walk us through that process of, when do you wake up, what do you look at, and why do you call the tasks that you do at this specific competition?
Well, this year we decided to start our briefings 30 minutes earlier than we have been in the past. So that means that we're starting our briefing at 5:30, quiet times at 5:15. That means I get out of bed at 10 minutes till 3 because I'm usually here about 3:20. And as soon as I get here, the meteorologists have already started to put together wind readings, and I'm able to see what the first initial wind line is going to be for our task. And then also finding out if we're going to have any issues with inclement weather. As you know, we canceled a flight yesterday, and the entire string, actually we didn't cancel the flight yesterday, we canceled one task, but we canceled the entire flight the day before. So obviously safety and fairness is paramount in everything that we do. We want to make sure that our pilots are kept safe and hopefully keep them out of the rain.
So because this is a national competition, what do you call in a task string that might be different than some other competitions that you have called before?
One big difference here at the U.S. Nationals is the fact that we're using the Balloon Live sensor and the Balloon Live app. And that allows us to do many things that we didn't do before. I was actually flying competition when we had real people observers, which provided a different complexity altogether. But what we're using also provides some limitations as to what we can and can't do. So the technology is wonderful, and the pilots that are here are some of the best in the world, actually several world champions. So they really need to be tested, and we try to provide some complex tasking that also is interesting and fun at the same time. It's my goal also to provide a balance of about 70% marker drops and no more than 30% electronics.
I guess let's use today as an example. What were you looking at this morning? Just a brief overview of the string of tasks that you called and why.
We approach this from the standpoint that we would like to call every task there is in the book, but some of them are just not cohesive. But we also have to work it out with the geography that we have, the starting point, and really we try to pick where the pilots will be landing because we want to keep them out of harm's way, we want to keep them out of any kind of PZ areas, and we also are doing the same thing on the front side for their takeoffs. So today was going to be all about marker drops because we had 4 markers on the table. 2 of them were going to be at the same location. But we also have the opportunity with the Balloon Live app and the pilots calling their own fly-ons, the opportunity to have tasks right over the center of town, which then provides the folks here in Longview to see the balloons, but they're not coming down and dropping markers in the middle of town. So today's task was all about trying to make it a little bit more difficult and a little bit higher risk and reward. And that's why we threw 2 separate limited scoring areas in the string. But then as it turns out, sometimes you're the windshield and sometimes you're the bug. Well, The admin team today was a little bit of the bug, whereas the winds didn't shift as we anticipated them, and the majority of the pilots actually blew off the first task, which we had the task string set up to where you had to think about this. If you were going to blow off a task, which one would it be? But I also want you to know that we never set up a task to where it would be unachievable. Weather conditions sometimes just change and it's out of our control.
Absolutely. That is one of the difficult parts of competition ballooning, is it is very weather dependent.
Yes, and so by not having an electronic mark at task 1 this morning, and of course we required the pilots to fly the task in order, they could have easily blown off, and a lot of them did, task 1, to set themselves up for better results for the next 4,000 points that were downstream.
Yeah, we did see that, but...
Well, I would like to say how much we appreciate all the landowner relations team that they do, because there's so many oil wells and so many ranchers around here, and the landowner relations team actually has a lot of keys to gates, more than I ever thought of. And so we wouldn't be able to do this competition without the team of John Rich and his entire landowner relations team that do a lot of leg work behind the scenes that we don't even know. Yeah, great people to work with.
And can't wait to see what tomorrow and all the rest of the competition has in store for us.
Well, we're excited because right now we're an official event. Unlike last year, we had to work all week long to get 2 flights in. So here we are, day 3, and we've already got 2 flights in. And so now the weather looks good for the rest of the week. And it's going to get interesting because 2 days from now, we're going to be adding in 10 young gun pilots and 15 Great Texas Balloon Race pilots. So Longview is going to see a lot of balloons in the sky.
Already to the 50 that we have already in the air?
We have 54 in the air
54.
now. Yes, so we're getting up there close to 80 now.
That's going to be super exciting. Can't wait. Thank you so much for the interview.
We're excited to be here. Thank you.